All right, y'all. This tweet from your boy Metro wasn't too long ago. It's time for music to get back regional. Social media got everybody trying to do the same thing. Let's get back to actual culture and regional identity. So, I'm going to keep it real with y'all. First of all, how do y'all feel about this? Because me, I'm all here for it. And you want to call it regional, I'm going to keep it real. I'm all here for the segregation. I remember watching Manny Fresh versus Scott Storch. They did their versus battle, and I remember somebody making a comment. That's when I really realized, like, nah, I feel the same way. Somebody made a comment talking about, I feel like the South and the North was battling each other, and I was here for it because I'm here for the segregation, because it's gotten a little crazy over the years. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I didn't know how to feel about people that wasn't from the South that was rapping on Southern beats. I didn't know how to feel about it. I really didn't care for it. Like, it all depend on like who you was and where you was from. Because say like if you was from the Midwest, first of all, we always collaborated and we got along, and I don't know. So say like somebody like Twister, if I would have heard him growing up back in the day, and I heard him on a Southern beat, it would have made sense to me. That's all I'm trying to say. But outside of that, other people, I'm like, why is you doing this? Because I eventually got accustomed to it. But at first, I'm like, why is you doing this? Because this don't even sound right. Because at the end of the day, y'all used to talk so much trash about us. And now all of a sudden, y'all rapping on our beats just so y'all can stay relevant. Because you got people in my generation and people in the generation before me, that still has trauma, PTSD, whatever, just to the point where they wear they Southern pride on their sleeve, because that's how bad it was back in the day. So that's why it just never made sense to me. But I eventually got accustomed to it. But I don't know, now it's starting to it's getting a little crazy, because now you can't tell where some of these people from when you hear them rapping or you hear their music. They be sounding like they down the street from my house, because I'm from the South, but they might be on a whole different coast. They really from all the way deep on the East Coast or deep in the West or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy out here. Everybody sounding the same. So I get what he's saying. And I remember Jadakiss was talking about how we the only genre that does that. Right? And this was about like 10 years or so ago. He was saying this on a podcast. And I was like, yeah, he right. But at the end of the day, because now I'm thinking about it, you got to do that. You got to separate, because we all don't sound the same. And we all got different cultures. Typical, say, culture or whatever on the West Coast. They gangbanging. We ain't talking about that where I live at, gangbanging and stuff like that. That's what they do over there. That's something that a lot of these folks grew up in and had to be a part of growing up in their life. So I didn't have to worry about stuff like that. I mean, certain things maybe, yeah, but like I said, that gangbanging culture, that's some West Coast stuff right over there, right? Typically, because it's all over the United States of America. East Coast, them boys on the go, and they do what they do. That's where it all started at. So they got their sound. In the South, you already know, we like to have a good time, like to chill, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So we all got our culture and we all got our sound. So you definitely got to separate. But other than that though, like I said, I agree with your boy Metro, and shout out to him because he just dropped his mixtape not too long ago. And I told y'all, I only listened to a couple of snippets and I immediately downloaded it, because he had that old Atlanta sound from like the 2010s. I told y'all I went to Atlanta. I was in Atlanta for the summer of '09. By the time I came back home in Florida, it took the whole school year to get all that stuff out my system. I was listening to futuristic music heavy the whole school year. I'm already a big Gucci Mane fan and a Brit Squad fan, so that was definite right there. Ain't nothing I could do about that right over there. But other than that though, man, y'all let me know in the comments how y'all feel about what Metro Boomin said.